Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, let's pull up this screen. Oh, yeah, Mizzu fans react to the Vols Beatdown. That was a tough one on them. And also, we're getting some really good news on Devin Dobbs that he may be looking to commit to the Vols. And we're going to go through that as well. That's very exciting news. So let's get into all this good stuff. Now, first, you know I like going behind enemy lines, so to speak. I like seeing what the other fan bases are thinking, what they're talking about, how they react to wins and losses. And look, it's mainly been losses if you played the Vols this year. Unless you're Georgia, everybody else has taken a beating or lost a really tough game with us. Alabama.
Alabama!
So don't freak out, Alabama. We know it was a close game. I have so many Alabama comments. Oh, you can't say you beat us bad. It was with a field goal. Oh, well, it's an L. 15 years I've been waiting to say that to you. L. And look, the reality is we've kind of shown the conference there's a new sheriff in town.
An attention getter.
That's right. And we're getting people's attention. Now, I've been looking hard for some Missouri content as far as some folks talking about the loss after the game and all that kind of stuff. And these guys seem pretty intelligent and on top of their game. And they were talking about the game, and, you know, they're very realistic about it. And let's get into some of what they said. I think you'll find it interesting. And we're going to start out with the first guy. This is Power Mizzu is the name of their YouTube account, Power Mizzu. And we'll start out with the first fella, and his name's down on the bottom. And then he has another fella that comes on a little bit later. So we'll get to hear from both of them. Let's start out with the first fella here.
First of all, Tennessee's playing to impress the playoff committee. And I'm just going to tell you guys that a lot of these guys, these voters and committee, they're not going to sit and watch the entire game. 66-24 looks better than 52-24. It just does. So I knew that was going to be a factor coming in. Second of all, I don't know if you guys remember this, but earlier this summer, Eli Drinkwitz was on Paul Feinbaum's show and had some comments about, I don't know, Tennessee had some things come out when Jeremy Pruitt was the head coach, and Drinkwitz had some comments about, how maybe they should change Missouri's record to 2-0 now against Tennessee. I don't think he meant it as a shot to Tennessee, but it came across as a shot to Tennessee. The way he said it made it sound like, well, Tennessee's beaten me 2 years in a row, but they had ineligible players. Again, I don't think that's what he meant, but I promise you that's how Tennessee people took it.
Yeah, that's exactly how we took it. I can go ahead and guarantee you, having read through the comments on a video I just did, I guess it was yesterday or the day before, all about that, where he was talking smack. Yeah, it's this video right here. And I'll actually attach this if you want to see what all he said about it. It's actually pretty funny, too. It's got the Carolina fans on it. But anyway, let's get back to the program. But, yes, we definitely didn't take it well.
Guys, it's not forgotten. The lightsaber with Florida, it's not going to be forgotten. When you have a coach who is out there as brazen and, let's be honest, sometimes as cocky as Missouri's coach is, that is going to come back to bite you if a team has a chance to make it come back to bite you. Missouri or Josh Heupel in Tennessee had a chance to make it come back and bite you. Now, I watched the post-game handshake. It looked to me like Heupel was explaining something to Drinkwitz. If I had to guess, what he probably said was, hey, man, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to get this team from number 5 to number 4, and I got to make a statement. The other thing is, that's his backup quarterback. That's a backup running back. Feel free to stop them at any point if you want to. So I just want to get that out there first. I know a bunch of people are probably mad about Heupel scoring late and all that. It was a little bit of a flashback to like some of those Nebraska and Oklahoma games that I watched growing up. But I've always said stop them. Like taking a knee is more insulting to me. And I understand somebody that says they didn't need the last touchdown. That's fine. But again, feel free to stop them.
I couldn't agree more. Look, that's exactly how I would say it. We're not Little Sisters of the Poor, some little crap team that's a community college or whatever. I expect our defense to stop you. And if we can't and you continue to score, that's on us. That's 100% on us. And we've had that happen. And I've never been like, oh, I wish Alabama would take it easy on us. Oh, we're so pitiful. No, I don't have, look, no. Just our defense is built to stop you. And that's their job. And if they put their backups in and they're still scoring, I don't want to hear crap. I really don't. I mean, no. Stop them. You got one job. Stop the offense. Do it. So I totally agree with him on that, and I would be exactly the same way. Now here he's got another fella with him. Jared Hamilton is his name. You'll see it on the bottom.
Any talking to us, so we just went straight into questions. I asked the first one, just trying to ask him about the positives of the game. I mean, there was only a handful for him after the last,
I'm surprised there were any, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was happy about the 2 fourth-down stops. He was happy about getting the field goal before half and then getting points, get it 24-28. But after that, your favorite term, self-inflicted wounds, penalties. I mean, they had 14 penalties, and the offensive line didn't get its first one until around the 3-minute mark left in the game. Obviously, the offensive line is the most penalized group on the entire team. I asked Barrett Bannister. We only got one player. It was only Barrett Bannister. This is another first. We only got just one player. He said the noise and atmosphere definitely played a factor in this, but he said it's kind of on them to not have those false starts. They had 3 false starts by position players on one of those early drives in the second half. There wasn't – you'd think he'd be like super mad. Drink was. He wasn't. It's like at this point, what do you do?
Right, and here's why I don't think he was super mad. I said this earlier, and I think I texted it to you during the game. This isn't as complex as we're trying to make it. Tennessee's a lot better football team. They have better players. I mean, they're just better at – I mean, yes, I think they also probably have a better coach, but, like, they're a better team. They're better. I don't know how you overcome that.
I mean, there was he was talking about the wounds and stuff like that, but it just got to a point where it's just like we messed up, and then they just started going in. Somebody asked at the end, was he mad that Heupel was trying to go for the 60 burger pretty much, and he was like, no. And in my mind, the first thought I was thinking was good because versus Kansas State, you called a timeout and tried to score.
Right,
so I knew he wasn't going to be mad at that because he understands it. But I mean, to be honest, they didn't really say much that you probably haven't said in here. I mean,
so I found that pretty interesting. They were talking about the 3 false starts that were caused by the crowd noise, which I even did a video that basically thanked the crowd, the Vol crowd, for that, because that really crushed what little bit of momentum they were trying to build. We were up by 11 at the time, and I felt like if we stopped them there and then scored again, the game would be over. And that's exactly what happened. And what did the Neyland crowd – Neyland, everybody calm down. I didn't say Neyland. Neyland. Man, I take a lot of grief over that. I don't know why they got a Y in there. But anyway, Neyland stepped in big time. And, look, our crowd was awesome, caused 3 false starts. And, look, that's what happened to us at Sanford. Georgia, there's no way they whoop us like that had we been at Neyland or we'd been in at a neutral location. Anyway, had that been in a neutral spot, I think that goes very differently, or, I don't see it not. Those false starts really kill your momentum, so the Vols crowd played a great role in that game. But I thought it'd be interesting to kind of go behind enemy lines a little bit and kind of see what the Missouri folks thought about it, and they're kind of seeing it exactly the way I have. I'm like, look, if you got your backups in and you score a touchdown, that's on the defense. That's not on the offense. Give me a break. Now let's talk about something really positive, and that's these crystal ball predictions for a very important defensive lineman. Look here, David Hobbs, this is a lineman we could really use. He's 6'4", 262. He could probably get up to 300 pounds very easily. He's an interior lineman, and he's super powerful and quick and really a problem for offensive lines to deal with. And we just picked up 2 crystal ball predictions, one from Brian Doan, a national recruiting analyst, and also from Steve Wiltfong, director of football recruiting, and they're both over a 90% accuracy when they give out a crystal ball prediction, and both of them came out at the same time within, 15, 20 minutes of each other. So that's great. So let's take a little look at David Hobbs and what he's done. I've actually covered David Hobbs quite a bit because this would be a real big-time blue chipper for us and also a position of need. We got some great edge rushers coming, but we could really use a big-time interior push guy. Now, understand this guy's playing many positions out there. This is one, he's not obviously on defensive line, but just this guy's very athletic. You'll see he goes out and even plays a receiver. There he goes. Now try to tackle this dude. That's just ridiculous. Take, what, 3 of them. Now you get to see him on defense. And here he comes, and there, yeah, okay. And causes the fumble. He's really quick for a big, I mean, he's a big dude for high school. Now here you can see, watch the speed of this guy at 265 pounds. This little fella, nope, you will not be getting away from me. I mean, that's some really good speed and quickness for a guy that size. Now here you'll see him come in and just ruin this play. And there he fights off 2 blockers, causes a fumble, and there's a touchdown for the defense. Here he is playing in bad weather, comes around, nope, and just crushes the quarterback, no problem at all. So there's a lot of recruiting services that are really high on this guy. And like I said, this is a position of need for us. We're going to need some more interior linemen. We've got these awesome edge rushers, and I'll show you that. Of course, you already know about our 5-star quarterback, Nico. That's probably your most important recruit because, in my opinion, he's the #1 quarterback in the country coming in for us because we have to have a running quarterback. But he's also got a great arm. But here's a big-time pickup we got out of Missouri, the #1 player out of Missouri, which is Chandavian Bradley, big-time edge rusher. He's a 5-star in some of their services and a high 4-star here at 247. Then we've got the #1 player in the state of Tennessee, Caleb Herring, also an edge rusher. These 2 guys are super fast and disruptive, and they're exactly what you want to really cause havoc for the other team. These guys are going to be great. And this fella, Cam Selden, he's not an edge rusher, but he was the #1 player out of Virginia. You're seeing a theme here, aren't you? #1 player out of this state, that state, that state. Ethan Davis is going to be a great tight end for us, and we need a tight end. We might even need to get one out of the transfer portal because we may end up losing both our tight ends to graduation. But as you can see, we didn't have a big-time interior guy that's a high 4-star, and now we possibly do with David Hobbs. That would be a huge pickup, in my opinion, and that would be good.
Good. Good. Very good.
That's right. That would be very good. Would love to put him into our commitment list, and that would push us up well into the top 10, I think. And look, even if we don't wind up in the top 5, I'm not terribly concerned about it because I think we're going to pick up 2 or 3 really good players out of the transfer portal. There is no way there aren't some players watching these Vols and seeing the crowd reaction, the NIL money, and just how we're the most exciting team in the country to watch. There's no question about it, and anybody will tell you that. So those transfers are going to be very interested in coming here. You've got, look, Texas A&M is a dumpster fire right now, and they're loaded with 5-stars, and you know they're going to be looking to go somewhere successful. And there's plenty more. There's Auburn. They're in all kinds of turmoil. There's so many teams that are in turmoil right now, and it'll continue with firings. So there's going to be some huge, big-time blue-chip transfers, and I'll bet you we'll get more than our fair share of them. So I'm not terribly concerned about it. What I want is the talent. You know, and being able to pick up 2 or 3 starters out of the transfer portal, which is what I think we're going to do, would be huge for next year. All right, folks, I just wanted to hit you with all that good news about David Hobbs and also get a little reaction from the Missouri fans. I haven't done that yet, so I wanted to kind of find something that I thought would be interesting for you. And I am planning on doing probably another video tomorrow, probably going over college football playoff. Paul Feinbaum had some interesting things to say, and there's several people talking about this that, you know, are kind of movers and shakers in the sports world, that their opinions matter. And we're getting some pretty good positive spin out there. You know, yeah, they're talking up USC, but look, they're going to find a team somewhere out there that, oh, they're betting. No, give me a break. But anyway, I'll probably cover that tomorrow as well. And I hope you did like the content, and we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.